You are listening to The Standard Podcast, April 26th, 2018 edition. This week's headlines include Scugog planning for replacement of aging Blackstock Arena, Uxbridge to name interim mayor at May 14th meeting, Kawartha receives petition about stray cats, field of provincial candidates in North Durham and Kawartha Lakes slowly taking shape. Big Brothers Big Sisters North Durham want to expand Port Perry's Scout Hall. The third annual Kids4Life Yard and Bake sale is May 5th. In sports, 3 local players drafted by OHL teams. Road hockey tournament being held for mental health awareness in downtown Lindsay. And in arts, multimedium art show. Scugog planning for replacement of aging Blackstock Arena. Dan Kearns, Scugog. Council is taking the necessary steps to prepare to replace the Blackstock Arena. At a meeting on Monday, April 23rd, as part of a discussion on the final draft of the Township's Parks, Recreation and Culture Master Plan, Council approved recommendations in a staff report to have a design for a new arena in Blackstock included in the 2019 capital budget and the 2020 to 2024 budget forecast if possible, to have the establishment of a reserve for construction of a new arena in Blackstock considered through the reserve fund strategy, that the Township pursue grant funding for the proposed arena project through other levels of government, and to have the Township's 2018/2019 development charge study include an updated cost for the new arena. The report read, the master plan identifies that the highest priority, with respect to capital investment for major facilities, is the replacement of the single pad at the Blackstock Recreation Complex. The Blackstock Arena is both undersized and in poor condition. The estimated capital cost to maintain the arena in its current functional state as an undersized, older arena is $4.65 million. Accordingly, it is recommended that the existing Blackstock Arena be decommissioned and replaced with a new arena located at the Blackstock Recreation Complex. The report went on to state, in order to justify the development of the Township's replacement ice at Blackstock, the Township should consider the development of additional facilities as part of the building, such as a double gymnasium and ancillary meeting room space. John Hack, from Sierra Management, in a presentation to Council, stressed the importance of the new Blackstock Arena being a multi-use space. He said, it shouldn't just stop at the arena. If at all possible, the ability to develop other facilities as part of that complex will give justification to the need to put municipal staff down there to be able to operate the facilities. Despite the master plan listing the Blackstock Arena replacement as the highest priority, Ward 5 Councillor Jennifer Back argued that both the arena and the possible indoor pool project should be equal priorities. She said, this has to be a priority in tandem with an arena and a complex in Blackstock. Mr. Hack said they are not brushing an indoor pool under the carpet with this plan, but said, as of today, in his mind, the arena comes before the pool. Councillor Back then questioned if there was a possibility of combining the projects into one building, having a Blackstock Arena, gym, and pool. Mr. Hack responded, stating the challenge with that would be there are currently not enough septic services in Blackstock for an indoor pool. He said, I've looked around and a septic bed would cost you $500,000. Uxbridge to name interim mayor at May 14th meeting. Christopher Green, Uxbridge. Mayor Gary Lynn O'Connor was recently appointed to fill the role of the Region of Durham's regional chair, left vacant by the late Roger Anderson. This turn of events has led to a domino effect of restructuring for the township of Uxbridge. According to a report from Town Clerk Debbie LaRue, the Municipal Act stipulates that except where otherwise provided, no person may hold more than one office governed by the Municipal Elections Act 1996 at the same time anywhere in Ontario. As a result, Mrs. O'Connor resigned as mayor of Uxbridge on Monday, April 16th, to take on the role of regional chair. In a council meeting on Monday, April 23rd, council passed a motion to select an interim mayor to preside in Uxbridge until the municipal election in October. Ward 2 Councillor and Deputy Mayor Pat Malloy has performed some of the duties in council previously performed by Mrs. O'Connor. However, Deputy Mayor Malloy expressed that there is a reason to have the roles of mayor and deputy mayor held by separate individuals, and sought council's input on how quickly they should proceed in filling the vacancy. Ward 4 Councillor Fred Bryan felt it was prudent council fill the role sooner rather than later. However, Ms. LaRue, responding to a question from Deputy Mayor Malloy, said, there's nothing that prohibits the business from going on at the township. Questioning the desire from some councillors to, quote, rush into a decision, Ward 3 Councillor Dave Barton asked, I don't know what the rush is. We have 60 days. Gord Hyatt, councillor of Ward 5, also cautioned against a quick decision, stating the public could perceive council to be rushing the process, even if they're not rushing. Ms. LaRue pointed out choosing an interim mayor from within council would mean a councillor would have to resign from their ward or regional position to assume the role of mayor. She said, from staff's perspective, we're tight already. Because you're deciding from among yourselves, it makes another vacancy for staff to deal with. With an election on the horizon, Ms. LaRue indicated that delaying the decision of an interim mayor would cause complications for township staff. According to Councillor Bryan, this meant time is not at an optimum. Responding to Councillor Hyatt's cautions not to make a hasty decision, Councillor Bryan said, "I think right now with this issue, I don't think we can drag it out." Councillor Hyatt and Councillor Bryan ultimately agreed they are responsible to the citizens of Uxbridge on handling the situation appropriately. Council passed a motion to hold a recorded vote to decide who will be the interim mayor at the regular meeting on May 14th. Council also voted to change the time of the meeting to 7 p.m. due to scheduling of a local event earlier that day. Read it. Hear it. See it. Kawartha receives petition about stray cats. Cassidy McMullen, Kawartha Lakes. A petition has collected 526 signatures in Kawartha Lakes for one purpose, to deal with the cat problem. Keith Stata, the owner of Highland Cinemas, started the petition, trying to make a deal between the city and local vets to provide low-cost neutering/spaying services to pet owners, and free services for feral cats in an attempt to tackle the increasing cat population. Mr. Stata said, "This is the absolutely worst I've ever seen it." Mr. Stata has 36 cats he has acquired, while trying to fix the problem himself, by feeding, catching, rehoming, and providing medical services for stray and feral cats in the area. Mr. Stata explained, "It's just a bloody flood. One lady was driving down the road, and there were kittens everywhere." The petition was received by Kawartha Lakes City Council April 10th. The only comment made on it was by Councillor Isaac Bredner. Councillor Bredner said neutering and spaying services are already provided by clinics in Barrie and Stouffville, and the Humane Society of Kawartha Lakes provides information regarding the services. Councillor Bredner shared, "It's really about volunteerism. We need more volunteers at the Humane Society. The Humane Society captures stray and feral cats, and neuters/spays and vaccinates them, but not at a rate that can keep up with the growing population." Senior animal caretaker Josh Vetter commented, "We're kind of chipping away at the problem. We just don't have the resources." The Humane Society believes there are thousands of cats in Kawartha Lakes. Mr. Stata pointed out, "If you can see 100 of them, there's another 100 you haven't seen. What has proven effective in controlling cat populations like this is trap and release (TNR) programs that will get cats spayed, neutered, vaccinated, and back on the streets." Mr. Vetter said the Humane Society would love to start a TNR program. They even have staff trained to do it. Mr. Vetter said, "We are ready to go. We just don't have the space, equipment, or volunteers." With only a couple of traps and their limited space and manpower, Mr. Vetter said they are stuck. There is hope the Humane Society might be getting some funding from the City Council to deal with the problem. Mr. Vetter shared the Humane Society does have something in the works with Councillor Bredner right now. Mr. Vetter offered, "We need it to go. We can't do it on our own." Mr. Stata remained skeptical. "Too many highly paid bureaucrats," Mr. Stata said pessimistically. "You're never going to get them to do what they should do." If you have a problem with stray or feral cats in your area, or would like to donate to the Humane Society of Kawartha Lakes, you can call 705-878-4618. That's 705-878-4618. Field of provincial candidates in North Durham and Kawartha Lakes slowly taking shape. Dan Kearns. North Durham and Kawartha Lakes. The choices of candidates in North Durham and Kawartha ridings for the upcoming provincial election is almost set. In the Durham riding, incumbent Liberal MPP Granville Anderson will be looking to keep his seat when voters go to the polls on June 7th. Running against him will be the civil litigation lawyer Lindsay Park for the Progressive Conservatives and longtime paramedic Joel Ushner for the Ontario NDP. As of press time, the Green Party is still going through the process of nominating a candidate for this riding, according to a party spokesperson. The majority of candidates for the new Pickering-Uxbridge riding have also recently been announced. Peter Bethenflalvy is the Progressive Conservative candidate. Ibrahim Daniel is running in the riding for the Liberals, and Adam Narroway is the Green Party candidate. NDP Association President Tanya Foster for the same riding told the Standard in an email they have two prospective candidates to present to their association and expect to name a candidate for the riding by Monday, May 7th. Meanwhile, in the Haliburton-Kawartha Lakes Brock riding, Conservative MPP Laurie Scott is, so far, the only nominated candidate. The NDP Riding Association for the same riding will be holding a nomination meeting on Saturday, May 5th at 2 p.m. at 65 Melbourne Street West, Lindsay. Do you have audio production needs?
I'm sure Christopher can clean that up.
Greenstream Studio is here for you.
I am completely impressed with Christopher Green's work. Chris is hardworking, trustworthy, and on top of that, he has a great ear for audio.
His audio editing and sound design skills are very high quality.
He would be an asset to any organization requiring these expertise and attention to detail.
He just gets what makes audio compelling.
For more information, visit greenstreamstudio.ca. Big Brothers Big Sisters North Durham wants to expand Port Perry's Scout Hall. Dan Kearns, Scugog. Scugog Council has decided to support Big Brothers Big Sisters of North Durham's, BBBSND, application for an Ontario Trillium Foundation GROW grant for a project that will see an expansion of Port Perry's Scout Hall. At a meeting on Monday, April 9th, Margaret Ayres, BBBSND's executive director, and Ellen Greeno from the First Port Perry Scouts appeared before Council to ask the township's support to move forward with applying for the grant to help fund an up to 700 square foot expansion of the Scout Hall. "We do not have a private meeting area," Ms. Ayres said, adding the expansion, which will be on the north side of the building, would see the shape of the building change from an L shape to a U shape. She explained the expansion won't be an eyesore. Ms. Ayres said, "It will be kept in the same look as the Scout Hall now." Ms. Greeno told Council the Scout Hall was built in the 1950s. The township currently owns the building. Ward 4 Councillor Wilma Watton complimented the duo. She said, "You are a fine example of what it takes to get things done." As well as deciding to provide a letter of support for the grant application, Council also decided to waive the building permit, site plan, and other development fees applicable to this expansion project. The third annual Kids4Life Yard and Bake sale is May 5th. Cassidy McMullen, Uxbridge. The third annual Kids4Life Yard and Bake sale will be taking place May 5th. Rain or shine, the charity yard and bake sale will be 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Living Water Community Church, located at 81 Ridge Street, Uxbridge. Organizer Sandra McDougall shared, "This year, 2 of the local programs we support are going to come and engage the kids in activities and games. The event," Ms. McDougall said, "is all about the kids. The money raised goes to organizations supporting children and their families." This year's goal is $2,000, which will go to their community partners Sunrise Pregnancy Center, Oxbridge Loaves and Fishes Food Bank, Young Life's Wildlife Program, and a community sports camp. Ms. McDougall explained, "Kids need to be supported and loved." This event started 3 years ago, when Ms. McDougall and 2 others put on a yard and bake sale to raise money enabling them to volunteer for Break the Cycle in Romania. Break the Cycle is an international organization supporting young people in their efforts to build healthy relationships and create culture without abuse. In Romania, they worked in orphanages, teaching, assisting with after-school programs, and taking the children on outings for 11 days. After the success of the Yard and Bake sale, they decided to continue the event and make it annual. "Come out and support," Ms. McDougall said. "All the money goes back to the kids." While they are not accepting donations from the general public, everyone is welcome to attend the event, to pick up new treasures at the yard sale or goodies at the bake sale.
Technical foul.
North Durham Sports. 3 local players drafted by OHL teams. Marlo Stanfield. A trio of local hockey players will be looking to take their game to the next level this fall, after recently being chosen in the Ontario Hockey League's annual priority selection. The first local player off the board was Sunderland's Owen Shire, taken in the 8th round, 159th overall, by the Windsor Spitfires. Serving as the captain of the Central Ontario Wolves minor midget team this past season, Shire was routinely tasked with shutting down the opposition's top offensive threats. He began his hockey career in his hometown, helping to lead the Sunderland Red Wings to a Tri-County Tyke Championship in 2009. Next month, Shire will be part of a select group of top prospects participating in the OHL Gold Cup in Kitchener, ahead of the Spitfires' main training camp in August. In the 8th round, Uxbridge's Ty Roberts heard his name called by the Saginaw Spirit. The right winger enjoyed a successful 2017 to 2018 season in the GTHL with the Vaughan Kings, reaching the Provincial Championship game in the OHL Cup, broadcast across the province on Sportsnet. Rounding out local selections was Uxbridge's Carson Whitson, a right winger for the Central Ontario Wolves. He was selected in the 12th round, 228th overall, by the Mississauga Steelheads. Road hockey tournaments being held for mental health awareness in downtown Lindsay. Cassidy McMullen, Kawartha Lakes. Ward's lawyers and NJ5 are putting on road hockey tournaments in downtown Lindsay, with help from the Boys and Girls Club of Kawartha Lakes. Kent Street from Victoria Avenue to Lindsay Street will be closed from around 4 a.m. to 6 p.m. to accommodate for the 2 separate road hockey tournaments on May 27th. The Ward's lawyers will be putting on the Ward's Kids Road Hockey Tournament, which will be a free event for kids age 8 to 13 to participate in. They're expecting 72 teams, which means 750 children, to be playing on 12 rinks from 8 a.m. to around 3:30 p.m. NJ5 will be hosting the NJ5 Ball Hockey Tournament that will be for youth and adults. Adults can register their team to take part for $200. Youth teams will be ages 14 to 17, and they can register as a team or an individual to be placed on a team for $5 a player. Each adult and youth team must have a female and male player on the floor at all times. Youth Services Coordinator at the Boys and Girls Club of Kawartha Lakes, Carly Veach, said they are expecting 1,000 at the road hockey tournaments. They are expecting to turn teams away. Ms. Veach explained there has been a lot of interest. All the funds raised will go to NJ5, which go towards the community to support mental health and suicide awareness. The Community Outreach Coordinator at the Boys and Girls Club of Kawartha Lakes, Ashley Hughes, shared the $5 is significant because that was Nolan's hockey number. NJ5 was founded by Maggie Jewell in memory of her son Nolan Jewell, who died of suicide in 2012. Nolan was 20 when he died. Raising money and doing charity events is a family and friends of Nolan's way of healing. Ward's lawyers will also be making a donation for mental health first aid training programs in Kawartha Lakes secondary schools. The initiative trains staff what to look for and what to do in case of someone needing immediate mental health intervention, and provides staff resources and supports they can use. Ms. Veach said, "Why we're doing this is because it's a way to engage the community and raise funds for youth mental health, and really, above all, to diminish the stigma around mental health and suicide." Alongside the tournaments, there will be booths set up giving out information regarding services and resources for mental health, suicide awareness, and prevention. While they have a cash goal of $5,000, the real goal of the event is to get a conversation going about mental health. Ms. Veach said, "Beyond the funding, we're trying to raise awareness more than anything. We just want youth, and really people in our community, to know there is help and they aren't going through this alone." Other activities happening will be raffles, shooting against the muskies, and guest speakers like Miss Jewell. Registration for this event is now open and will close April 27th. If you're interested in the NJ5 Ball Hockey Tournament, you can contact KSTEVENS at vedckl.com. For the Ward's Kids Road Hockey Tournament, go to www.kidsroadhockey.ca. Arts and entertainment. Multi-Medium Art Show. Celebrate spring and explore a world of colorful landscapes and natural beauty in the upcoming exhibit 3 Mediums, Styles, Friends by Kathy Clark, Anne Robinson, and Nezrin Blair. The opening reception will begin Saturday, May 5th, 2018, at 2 p.m. The show will run May 5th to June 7th in the Kent Farndale Gallery in the Scugog Memorial Public Library at 231 Water Street in Port Perry. 3 local artists and friends combine their talents in this colorful show using a variety of media, including acrylic, watercolor, and pen, to express their love of nature. The Kent Farndale Gallery is open 7 days a week during library hours. Please call 905-985-7686 for more information. For more local news, visit www.thestandardnewspaper.ca. The Standard Podcast was produced by Greenstream Studio. Visit www.greenstreamstudio.ca for all your multimedia production needs. Do you have audio production needs?
I'm sure Christopher can clean that up.
Greenstream Studio is here for you.
I am completely impressed with Christopher Green's work. Chris is hardworking, trustworthy, and on top of that, he has a great ear for audio.
His audio editing and sound design skills are very high quality.
He would be an asset to any organization requiring these expertise and attention to detail.
He just gets what makes audio compelling.
For more information, visit greenstreamstudio.ca.